appears like very recent.
That's what I thought, okay, that's why I thought I read it correct.
I prepared a standard draft response that I normally do because this is the one the state always gives you, it's so,
Yeah,
and
fine,
besides the typewriter's not coming.
right,
So
correct.
I just type it in,
Okay,
but then,
do a standard form.
well, we'll talk about it then, but I don't think it goes to zoning.
Okay. No, I don't think
I
so.
don't think zoning applies to it.
Does that say 48 cents? I just wanted to verify that. At the end, it was like 48 cents.
Kind of lean
I
color.
laugh for a bit of cry.
Nothing like that with Italian zoning, or zoning like that.
No, it shouldn't.
What
What are the questions?
He wants a municipal land use.
I'm sorry.
And one of the questions
Cheryl.
is
Nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm Chris.
Hi, Chris.
One of the last meetings I went to. That's being distributed hereby at Nelson Pool Kitchen Center of municipal road.
That's just lots of stuff.
No, nothing.
Yeah, okay. I don't know why you're chair.
He's giving me what I've been told.
Oh, no, I know that, I know that. I just need a copy.
Okay, we got Larry.
Yeah, I have a question, just in regards to the minutes, on page 3,
Can we wait till I get to the meeting?
on the ADA, where it says, the owners reported the main entrance to the inn will be in the rear of the building, so they don't need to be ADA accessible. That's,
That's what you had said.
no,
Either you or Ron just said that.
no, we do need to be ADA accessible, but that would be the main
Well,
entrance.
I remember one of you saying it because I thought, well, it doesn't matter where your entrance is, you still gotta provide
Yeah, well,
ADA.
we don't remember either of us saying that, so if we could remove that from the thing, because it's
I
not.
can make a note that, I mean, it's our minutes, but I can make a note that that's what you know.
Yeah, because when we read that,
Yeah, we'll do that during the meeting.
We'll do that, Meredith.
okay, thank you.
Right, right, here we got Sharon.
Must be time, as Jim said.
What's that?
What time is it?
Never rely on a watch.
So,
Never final.
Cheryl.
It is 6:58.
Yes,
6:58, okay.
Chris, my fiance.
Chris,
6:58.
their last name.
YUHAS.
And Charmaine.
Charmaine Bradley.
Rhonda Roman will be here.
Okay.
Yeah, she's on her way.
Somebody will mention about it.
58, Jim said. Thought
That was
59.
30 seconds.
That was
ago.
30 seconds ago.
59.
59.
Okay, otherwise I'll give my phone.
59.
This is the last one.
Just know that I'm not texting and checking time.
Yeah.
Your app was winning.
I had a conversation with him yesterday before I left, about the two right to knows. So that somebody, he's coming in tomorrow.
Okay. With $100?
Hmm?
With $100?
No, this is only 16.
No.
I didn't finish that. I didn't count the pages.
This is the mob wise, or is this? Is it for the mob wise?
considering the subject, and who's gonna be there today.
Oh, yes, absolutely, yes, yes.
I'll lock it. I talked to him before.
I guess.
Yeah, yes.
Sounds close enough.
It's good.
It's East Bend time,
It's East Bend time, that's right. So, Rowan's a, whatever. I'd like to call this meeting to, the Planning Commission to order. We'll start with the pledge of the flag behind us. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Then next we have roll call. Chairman Gary Keener, I'm here. Vice Chairman Dean Kirschmar.
Here.
Secretary Anna Kunfer.
Here.
And Jonathan Amory, I think it is absent. We have one vacant. Then next we have the minutes. We need a motion to approve the minute, reorganization and the regular meeting
I
minutes.
did note on page 5 in the minutes on the number 8, it should be outlet structure, not outlook structure. On number 8 there.
Yeah, number 8. Yeah. We know what's right. Do you want to have a motion to approve the minutes? Or do you want to do that, or do you?
Well, I would
that's
say
an
just
There
amendment?
are minutes, and
There
I'll
are
just make
there are
another
minutes.
date.
Yeah, I say that
Yeah.
they suggested that paragraph 2 is not what they believe they said. And have that put in these minutes. The new, what
new
you're gonna do
minutes,
for this
right.
meeting, for the April 15th meeting, yeah.
Yeah.
And otherwise, the minutes would be approved as corrected with the word outlet instead of outlook.
Okay.
See,
Then under courtesy to the floor, other than the subdivisions, do we have anything else?
I understand.
What's that?
Okay, is corrected?
Yeah,
Yes,
like,
I'll make that motion.
you'll make the motion,
I'll make
okay.
the motion.
I didn't know if we needed a full motion.
Yes. I'll make the
Okay, I have a
motion.
motion, do we have a second? I'll second. Then all in favor, give your consent by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, then next, under courtesy to the floor, other than subdivisions, take it, everybody. No? Good.
Do you have anything
You
else?
have anything? One second. Okay, then under training and correspondence, that was distributed as received. Then under subdivisions, we have Dwayne Schleicher, major preliminary subdivision, Koval. Review deadline extended to February 27th, 2016. Wow, that sounds like a long way away.
Yes.
Is there a problem, or?
I think it's still an issue of, the access through the easement.
Yeah.
there.
For the PP&L property, huh?
That was the last we
I
ever,
would say maybe he's waiting for new supervisors.
Oh,
Who knows?
well, that
But
might
but
backfire.
how many, well, who knows?
That might
But
backfire.
it's been extended for what? It's gotta be a good 2 years already.
Oh my
I
God,
think
it's
it's
longer
three-
than
it's
that.
three-
Probably.
Is it, I just say
Four?
it's got
Yeah.
it.
think it's
But I'm
4
just saying,
years.
even since the last time we met with him, I remember meeting with him at
That
some
was
point.
when you talked with,
We met
Attorney
with Bob
Rogers.
Cox.
Yeah? Okay, you're right, that's a lot, that's more
We
than 2
met
years
with
ago.
Bob Cox and Dwayne
Yeah.
and went over some issues, and
Yeah,
Mr. Cox indicated he would be putting together some minutes to that meeting, which we never got.
yeah. So, okay,
That has to be like 3 years
you're
ago.
right, that's more than 2 years ago, yeah. So we've probably had a new supervisor since that meeting.
Yes,
Yes.
probably. Probably. So, do we have to do anything other than review or
No, no.
approve it? Is that it?
You don't need to do anything.
that was done, the board.
That was done, yeah, we
Yeah.
just reviewed it.
Yeah.
The next is Loft at Birch Wiles LLC, continued review of final plan. Bruce has some things here.
you don't mind, I was hoping to bring everybody up to date a little bit on what's happened in the last month. Larry Tarosi from Lingai Engineering. We did get our permit for the wetlands that are affected by some of our property. Thought I'd sent that out to Deanna, but just wanted to make sure. The only permit that,
You said you did send it?
yeah,
When?
our Steve told me he sent it, Steve Hawk is our.
Unless it was today, because I wasn't.
You know when
in.
he sent
No,
it?
we had that,
Yeah,
the
We
wetlands
had
That-
permit.
We did that letter,
okay.
Yeah.
yeah, that we had, we had that a while ago, yeah.
The only outstanding permit, other than township permits, is PennDOT. That has been going on for length. PennDOT had questioned how we were gonna get people at special events that they're gonna hold into a smaller parking lot, and that's when we met with them and said, well, we're gonna shuttle people from various places throughout the township, throughout the county. She then, Melissa Maupin, who's the representative from PennDOT for this county, then wanted to know where all those places were so she could check to see if those needed permits. They were all on local roads, so didn't apply to PennDOT. We thought we were in pretty good shape, but she also asked to have Cheryl and Rhonda write a small report of how this was gonna be done. I think she mentioned something like flea market, which she intended to think that maybe that's what that was gonna become. So she wanted something in her file that.
Because you said no flea markets, it'll be workshops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was all cleared up, and then just last week, she said, could we do a turning template for the buses coming in? The buses will come in, they will go to the main parking lot, they will turn right, let people off at the top of the parking lot, close to the old barn. They will continue around and go out the main entrance that comes in where the fire trucks will also come in the middle of the parking lot. They will also pick up people at that point, and then they will exit that way. They won't be parking there, they'll just be moving through the parking lot. So we are sending her a copy of the turning templates to show that buses can make that, as well as fire trucks. In fact, the fire truck that we used was bigger than the bus that's usually they're school buses. I think that's pretty much it. Other than today, I want to apologize to Bruce. He caught me at a bad time in the afternoon, telling me he wanted me to email his review. And I thought, we were getting this before, and I kind of got testy, and I said, what am I going to do with review at 2 o'clock in the afternoon? I didn't realize Bruce was trying possibly to help me to say, this is what we're going to go over tonight. And when we got into talking about some of the things, when I told him about the buses, he didn't know about the bus shuttling, and he said, well, where are buses going to park? And I said, well, they're not going to park, they're just going to move through there. And I kind of heard a stinker, and I got mad, and I said, what are you laughing at? To which we ended the conversation. And it was my fault, Bruce, so I'm sorry. At this point, I think what we're looking for, we've gone through a lot, we've gotten all our permits, but PennDOT, which should be coming shortly because the buses can make all the turns safely. Obviously, I have 2 clients here that are gonna make this one of the nicest spots in the township. They're not gonna have anything up there that would be detrimental to the township. We tried to do everything that you wanted on this project. I quickly glanced through Bruce's letter tonight. I was hoping maybe we could get a conditional final tonight and then use Bruce's letter as one of the conditions, that we would fulfill everything in his 2 letters. We'd like to move to get into construction this year as quickly as possible. If there's any other conditions or anything else that the planning commission, we would also like to have those listed in the condition letter. We'll then go through those when we get them, then we can submit those all to the township, and at that point, go to the next supervisor's meeting and get final approval, have all the agreements, the construction agreements and all that worked out between the township and and Cheryl and Rhonda. I think we're down to really minor comments, or stuff that we can all get done for either Bruce or the planning commission. So that's why I was hoping that tonight we could maybe get that far. It's not giving final approval, it's just giving conditional approval, saying if you comply with all our conditions, we'll give you approval, if not, you don't get approval. And with that, then I would turn it over either back to the board, or if any, to the ladies have anything.
Which letter is easier to review, Bruce?
Well, let me start with the feasibility and drainage analysis. There's basically just 4 comments on that. Basically, our stormwater ordinance requires an O&M agreement. There is a draft agreement in the back of the stormwater management ordinance. Basically, that just has to be crafted to include your BMPs that you're proposing for the project. And then the only other comments were number 2 comment that goes along with that is there was some discussion about that your reflection pond had to be drained by gravity in the ordinance. And basically what was discussed in the past was that there would be a pump, you would use a pump to pump it out to get to do any maintenance that you may have to do.
Right.
Whether you have to harvest the wetland plants, or if there's something that goes needs maintenance on the structure that's below your water level that you have to empty it. So there needs to be something in that agreement basically addressing that. There was a waiver granted that said it didn't have to be gravity drained, but then there had to be something in this maintenance and operations agreement to provide for that emptying.
Will that be your attorney and you writing those agreements, or will we be?
You can prepare that. Basically, what has happened in the past, the most recent one we did, is the engineer basically took that O&M agreement that's in the back.
Run it off and add language that's
Yeah.
on these
Yeah.
comments 2, 3, and 4. That's what I was thinking.
Run it off, run that Appendix D, whatever you do. In there it talks about infiltration trenches, seepage pits, rain gardens and stuff like that. You'd end up putting the appropriate BMPs that your project's going to use in that agreement, but it's pretty much that agreement,
We'll do that and then get it back to the township prior to going to final.
those 3
Yeah.
pages with these comments. And then the other one was that the requirement was for aeration, and you had indicated that you were probably going to have some kind of pump there with a fountain
Correct.
in your reflecting pool, and that basically that could be used to provide aeration so you wouldn't get algae and it would get stagnant. And that was mentioned in a review letter, or in the waiver request letter. It was mentioned back, I think around April 4th of last year, that that pumping equipment would be in there and be used during the summer to prevent stagnations. So that kind of statement would have to be in that O&M agreement. And then basically, a statement signed by the landowner acknowledging that the stormwater BMPs are fixtures that cannot be altered or removed without approval by the municipality shall be pasted on the plan. Now, in the letter that was written, it basically said it was on the record plan, but I didn't see that on the record plan. What I did see on the post-construction stormwater management plan is a note in a box that basically says Loft at Birch Wild LLC, the owners of the property, are responsible for construction, operation, and maintenance of any and all post-construction stormwater management BMPs on the property. and then it just says, it gives your name, the address. I don't know if that's what the letter was referring to, is if that was the certification,
I'm not 100% sure.
but I was looking at the record plan.
We were gonna get we were waiting some point in time when we got to that point for a design, by an outfit that would design aeration and the fountain. Obviously, they don't.
Oh, I'm not even talking about that.
But I mean, I thought maybe that it wasn't on the plan.
No, I'm just saying that basically, going back to number 3, basically, you just need to say that there's going to be pumping equipment that'll be placed in the retention basin,
Permanently.
not permanently.
Right.
Basically, the pump equipment will satisfy aeration requirements and operate on a regular basis during those times of the year.
Okay.
So it may only be like, maybe June, July, and August, when it gets hot and the
Right.
water starts heating, that you're gonna start getting algae growing, and it's gonna get stagnant, that you will get, because it's gonna be designed as a wet pond, so you may have mosquitoes, and so you need some aeration.
Obviously, they want to do that. If they have people that go down and take pictures at a reflection pond,
I
it's
understand.
gonna work if
We
they
don't
have
want to meet
housing.
alive.
Well, yeah, all I'm saying is in that operations and maintenance agreement,
Have that in there.
that, you know, you need to basically, that you're gonna provide pumping equipment that'll be used on it, and I don't care if you use that exact, wording, the pump equipment, you know, pumping equipment will be placed in the privately owned retention basin that will operate as a fountain to eliminate stagnation and algae in the basin. The pump equipment will, just put that in the agreement.